listening to Phantasm Podcast, a horror death metal podcast for the old school. Join your hosts Corey Gorechrist and Dr. Vincent West as they stuff horror movie reviews and death metal interviews all in one body bag. Listen on iTunes, subscribe on YouTube, and like on Facebook. And head over to outlandermedia.net for more.
Alright, all you vampires out there. This is Jyrki from the 69 Eyes, and you're listening to FANTASM Podcast.
Phantasm.
Dr. Vincent West with the Phantasm Podcast, and I'm here today with one of my favorite vocalists, and it's one of my favorite bands. They have a new record coming out. They also have a U.S. tour they're about to embark on over here, and it's Jyrki from 69 Eyes. How you doing, man?
Yeah, good evening from Helsinki. How you vampires down there are doing yourselves?
Awesome. We're doing well here, and we're so excited to have you on today. And I guess we'll just jump right into things. I've been a fan for a really long time, and I know a lot of our fans would love to know how you kind of came to be in 69 Eyes.
Well, it's a long story.
Well, maybe a condensed version.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's kind of like I like to say this just to remind of myself, like that we have been playing for a long time, but we are original 80s band. We started in 1989 in Helsinki, and times were a little bit different back then. If you've seen the movie The Dirt recently, or are about to see that, you know how the times were then when we started out. And ever since these 30 years, we've been just trusting our vision, which is like playing rock and roll in the way we thought it should be done and should be done. And then, also adding some flavors from horror movies, comics, pop culture in general, and on the other hand, keep it on the darker side. Throw some, unhealthy dose of goth there. So there you go. There you have the 69 Eyes sound and the band and the myth. And it was just like as we started, it was more like a gang. We're more like a, rock and roll gang. It has nothing to do with, any professional plans or any plans. Basically, it was just about the thing to have a gang, call it as a band, and have a chance to travel around and have a good time. Go to see other bands, share stages at the festivals with your favorite bands, and just like a fanboy rock and roll band, and the spirit is still here. That's the way we have kept it like this, and that's probably why we've been playing this long, because it's just like based on the fact that we have fun.
Well, that's amazing. Yeah, and like I said, you guys are so amazing. I've loved the band. I have for a long time, and you guys have a U.S. tour coming up. If you'd like to talk about that, I know I'm very excited to get to see you guys again.
Oh yeah, and it's like a long time dream come true. Like when you start a band in the most northern part of Europe, like here in Finland, and as a kid you hear rock music, you learn about rock music. For me it was Elvis, so obviously in the distant future I dreamt that maybe one day I have a chance to, if I like I didn't know that I wasn't dreaming that I'll be in a band, but I knew about like America and all that culture. So I was dreaming of going to the America, which I obviously did at some point. And then when I had a band, of course, as being influenced by so many American bands and the culture itself, it was like also a distant dream come true to one fine day to play there in the home country of Elvis, Ramones, among other things. And then it started to happen like 2 decades ago when we started to play in the States. During the years, music business changed. It's still changing all the time. It's interesting as well. So it wasn't like it wasn't that easy to come to play in the States again. So it took us 10 years till now. We feel it's good time to return. And like I already mentioned, times are again changing musically, culturally.
Right.
For instance, I think in the name of rock and roll, this Netflix movie like The Dirt, couple of other things, couple of cool new bands are like a little bit opening the back door, for the 69 Eyes to return to the States. And it's a pleasure. It's the ultimate adventure for me personally. I love to return. Though I've been touring there by myself with my side projects, my solo band, and my rockabilly band, the 69 Cats. I've been playing over this decade a few times there. But I'm keeping the 69 Eyes flag flying though. So now it's cool to bring the Helsinki Vampires back there, and I'm sure you guys, have missed us, and it's interesting to come to play for the people that we played last time a decade ago during the MySpace age. But also, I think there's a couple of new generations that have heard about us and but never seen us, and maybe even a couple of some generational bands who we have influenced, who are doing good, but they've never seen us. So it's interesting to to meet old friends and make some new friends as well.
Well, definitely.
And get some fresh blood, of course.
Right, yeah, it's fantastic. And you are going to do the U.S. tour, and you guys have a lot of other tour plans this year in Europe?
Well, actually, I was just just before we started to speak, I just got the dates for our European tour, because we got a new album coming out in September, and this U.S. tour, which happens in April and May, that's like we're closing our 29th year with that. So we right after the American tour, in the end of May, we will release a new single from the album, and the actual record comes out. I don't know. Do you call them even record these days? I don't know.
I do. I still do. I still buy stuff, physical media.
New set of songs that you can, stream will come out in early September. So after that, of course, we start to tour for that and celebrate the 30th anniversary of the 69 Eyes, which we are celebrating that with new music. Nothing like compilation or like a best of tour or something like that lame shit. We're releasing new music, and we're touring for that. So this American tour is a nice way to close the old chapter and start a new one, and third decade for the band. So that's coming up. So I just noticed that we're our European tour dates, which are going to be in the fall, and naturally we're already planning to return to North America itself. So
fantastic.
We play now 26 shows in 26 cities. So if somebody feels like, we didn't come to all the places possible, so we try to come to your town next time around. But I just would play safe and come to see us anyways, no matter how long it takes to drive or fly or whatever. You never know, what happens next in your life,
Right, that's amazing. And real quick, I wanted to ask you, We also do horror stuff here on Phantasm Podcast, and I was curious.
Yeah, I was thinking of like the name of your podcast. Is it because of the movie, or
yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, we're big fans of
the movie celebrate. Yeah, the movie is celebrating as well.
Yeah, it's 40 years this week, so that's pretty exciting and
amazing.
I was going to ask you,
cool.
what was?
Congratulations, man!
Yeah,
we're only 30, but you guys are Phantasm is 40, so you know.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I was going to ask you, what are some of your favorite horror movies?
Well, I'm like a, you know, I'm a really like a gore hound. I'm really into horror, always been, and for instance, it's good times for horror as well. You know, there's a lot of new movies coming up, and you know, like TV series. Also, even Fangoria started to come out again, and I'm a subscriber, man. You know, so I started to subscribe it immediately. I was a subscriber in the 80s as well, so you know,
Same
like
here.
I'm a fucking horror nerd or gore hound or whatever. You
Same
know,
here.
However you want to call me. So, well, I like to talk about like new movies. Not the ultimate best one. I think you might disagree, but the last movie I saw was The Nun, and I actually liked it.
I did too.
Think it was funny.
I did
I
too.
think it was like, there was beautiful graphical, you know, scenes there. So I thought it was cool. The other movies, what I liked was like Hereditary.
That's a great movie, yeah.
Yeah, that's like mind-blowing. That's like one of those movies that come like once in a decade, and you're sort of like scratching your head and being scared at the same time, and it's like it's like a psychedelic horror movie in the end, or something like that. That's amazing. And also, I like the movie The Witch with the two V's.
Yeah.
In the beginning, that was like really, really cool. So talking about like fresh stuff, and as I look at my DVD collection, somebody even, you know, has DVDs these days. So Mandy is there on top.
That's really good.
That was something, you know, I love Nick Cage. You know, he's next to Elvis, man. He's still there, doing cool stuff always, and there's a lot of like Nick Cage movies that that like if you open up your stupid internet, there's like there's sometimes I think the tasteless comments are too loud for when it comes to Nick Cage, for instance.
Sure.
Personally, I really love The Ghost Rider, the movie.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, the first one's great.
Cool. I mean, there's like, there's like Peter Fonda there, and you know, like, or references to Easy Rider, which is one of my all-time favorite movies.
It's a great movie.
So I think that movie is super cool. But anyways, going back to Mandy, that's something I hope this kind of genre will, you know, kind of continue happening, and especially, of course, Nick Cage. He's a legend. He's a hero, and I can't wait what he comes up with, you know, next stuff.
Oh, definitely. He's great. I mean, even Con Air. I know that's like a guilty pleasure for me. That movie.
That's a classic.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a classic. It's one of the coolest. It comes from TV here. Let's say every second month, like very late. Mistakenly, you open up the TV and there you're seeing like the last part of the middle, but it's always like as cool, you know, like it's like, wow, this is so great.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
That's fucking cool. But Ghost Rider, come on, man. I mean, it's like one of those things like when somebody's talking about Tom Cruise, they always say, oh, he did some really bad movie called Interview with the Vampire, which is like, what the fuck? That's one of the coolest movies.
It's a really good movie,
in many ways, amazing, mind-blowing, a lot of cool stuff. But it's like, I don't know, it's like, I think when it comes to taste of movies and what especially critics like to point out, it's really divided. Like, it seems like everything which is, critics say this is like the biggest flop, I most likely think that's the coolest thing ever done for some strange reason.
Same here.
But I can have my revenge with the 69 Eyes always. I put those movies to our songs, and they live longer and forever than some, people who obviously, lack of imagination way or another.
Exactly. And I wanted to ask you real quick, because of the song and because I'm a huge fan of the movie, I always wanted to ask, I'm assuming you're a really big fan of Lost Boys?
Yeah, sure.
What a great movie. That's my favorite vampire movie.
Yeah, it's like I said, we're 80s band, with the 80s band, so I actually went to see the movie when it came out, and I was disappointed because I was like my early 20s, and then or was I even a teenager then? I might have been a teenager then, so I was a little bit like expecting more rock and roll and more hotter edge on the movie, and then it's like a teen adventure movie, and I was expecting it to be more real or something. So I was a little bit disappointed, and especially at the time it came out, there was like coolest rock and roll happening in the world, Guns N' Roses, Billy Idol, The Cult, Mötley Crüe, of course. Those kind of things musically were around, and then the movie didn't have any of that kind of music. Of course the vampires looked like a fantastic rockers. So I was a little bit like puzzled, like hold on, like what happened? But over the years, of course, it's grown and it's fantastic and it's a classic, and the music of the movie is great. But once again, I thought about like a parallel universum, like what if thing, and then that was the motivation and idea to write the 69 Eyes Lost Boys song. What if like Billy Idol, Slash, and Nicky Six had written a title song for Lost Boys, and so that's how we got the inspiration for our song Lost Boys. It's like a sort of like from a parallel universum. Like what if in the 80s they had that kind of guys or stuff written for the movie. So that's like sort of like our tribute.
Well, it's an amazing song. I mean, I love that record too.
Thank you.
That was my first exposure to your all's records, and then I went back and bought everything backwards. So,
thank you, sir.
Of course. And any other thing you'd like to talk about for the fans out there before we let you go?
Well, I just wish that I'm thankful that you guys have been sticking around all these years, and I just hope that everybody has a chance to come to see us as we come over there to play. It's a big deal for us. We're super excited. And then once again, if somebody feels like we are not coming to their town and it's impossible for them to come, I'll guarantee that we'll come back as soon as possible to play in North America. And but I hope that I will see as many of you as possible. And I just can't. I'm happy that you guys are still there. But don't worry. We're the Helsinki Vampires, so we're not going anywhere. It's like we're the band that time forgot, and we're the band that refused to die. So we're gonna be here forever. I wish you could be too. So come to say hello when we come into your town.
That's amazing, and I'll see you in Atlanta. I'm actually going to be coming to that show.
Cool.
So, yeah,
that's a classic venue.
Maybe we can.
I remember that really clearly.
Maybe we can do an interview or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, that's why we are here. There. Sorry. So we're well here as well. Wherever in this planet or in this time and space that we're all traveling together. So that's why the Helsinki Vampires are here. We want all of you to be one of us, and come out wherever you are. It's time for rock and roll, like I've been saying for a while, and definitely it looks like that.
Awesome. Well, I can't thank you enough for your time today. 69 Eyes is working on a new album. It comes out in September. And then, of course, go see them. They're going to be over here in April and May. One of the best bands in the world. I can't thank you enough for doing this. It has been an absolute honor.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Blessed be.
Definitely.